Medical disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes. It does not replace the medical advice of a trained doctor. Seek medical advice before beginning any treatment plan. Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Well, let's start off by two magic numbers. First, 21.5. Next, we discussed this yesterday, and this is time and range. And today is not as good, but we're at 61%. But that's still better than a week or so ago. I want to discuss today about comments, thoughts that people have once they find out you or your son or your daughter has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Oh, my grandmother had it. And, lately I'm getting to the point. Your grandmother did not have what I had. Very unlikely. Most of the time, they say, well, yes, my grandmother had diabetes, and you have to watch what you eat. No more binging on sweets. I didn't get to have diabetes because of what I ate, what I didn't eat. Something made my body attack itself. Pure and simple. So these people that tell me I have the same disease as their grandparents, unless their grandparents were type 1 diabetics. Oh, well, you're never going to be able to hold down a good job. Where is this one coming from? Perhaps when insulin was just starting to be brought out to the masses, maybe young kids weren't living a full life. And I think any sort of defeatist attitude being given to a child based on their race, their creed, what medical conditions they have. Who are you to tell them that they're not going to achieve anything worth living for in their life? People need to be more prepared and have to be aware that there's a lot of us out there now. Granted, there are more type 2s than there are type 1s. Now, the next one is kind of something I brought up when I discussed the first one. And it seems everyone knows the rules about type 1 diabetes. The fact is they don't. They know the rules for type 2. And that is, you have to watch what you eat. and yet you go out to lunch with them. Are you sure you want to have that cheesecake? You know you are a diabetic. No, you're right. Because I'm just the one living with the disease day in and day out. That last one may have been a little bit snarky, but we do hear things so often, and how we need to grow and to learn, but they know it all. Now, the next one, I have done a whole video on this, and it really irks me. I used to have home health people come out and see me for whatever reason. Oh, we're not allowed to do that. Okay, fine. But instead of it saying something along those lines, that our policy dictates that can't be done, it's okay, but yet we hear, you know you are a diabetic. What? And no one did tell me this? It's sort of like, instead of coming out straightforward and saying, if we do this, we get a, if let's say we're talking about cutting our toenails and we make a nick, you're going to end up getting an infection in there and things are going to be problematic. Let's check one thing here. So, that comment irks me so much. And when it comes from a healthcare professional, it's like, no one's told you that you're a diabetic. You know, come on. No one will say, well, you know, you are a drug addict. Sorry, itchy nose. People don't want to hear what your doctor told you. I swear to God, well, your doctor's wrong. I couldn't believe that when I heard that. One, from a person who lives with the condition, or two, from a medically trained doctor or nurse. No, you need to live the way I suggest you live. And yet, they'll go off and eat junk food galore. But you have order a side of fries, and you've committed the biggest sin ever. I would honestly have to say, unless you were talking one type 1 to another, or talking to a parent who has a son or guardian who has type 1 diabetes and you're a type 1, fine, mention these, but don't expect everyone to just bow down to you. You know, you have a better understanding than I do. Another type 1 diabetic, a parent of a type 1 diabetic. We all need to determine what's best for our families. Don't be the know-it-all. Sorry, there's something on the lens here. You aren't the know-it-all. Maybe if you do some research, you can learn how much these phrases can hurt. Maybe not someone my age, but what about a youngster who's just starting to learn how to live with type 1 diabetes? I just touched on a few today. Just be aware of your thoughts. With that, we'll talk again soon. Have a great day. Bye. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.